Hello everyone, this is R.S. Miller at the endtimenews.org and today is November 2nd, 2013. This is your Fast Track Report. China's nuclear submarines serve as a warning to America. The world has been given a rare glimpse into China's nuclear-powered submarine fleet, with state-owned media carrying extensive coverage of the previously mysterious strategic deterrent force. The unprecedented revealing of the underwater fleet is a demonstration of China's confidence in its sea-based nuclear strike capability and serves as a deterrent to any attempted provocation amid the changing geopolitical situation, said military observers. The People's Daily, the PLA Daily, and China Youth Daily on Monday all carried front-page stories, features, and commentaries on the submarine force, applauding its achievement since the launch of China's first nuclear-powered submarine in December of 1970. According to the reports, the idea of building a nuclear submarine was initiated by Chairman Mao Zedong in the late 1950s to break the global military powers' nuclear blackmailing and monopoly. In September 1988, China launched a carrier rocket from a nuclear submarine, becoming the fifth country in the world to have the capability of sea-based nuclear strike. While striving to improve its strike capability, the submarine force has also maintained a good safety record, with no single nuclear accident reported during the past 4 decades, the report said. The People's Daily on Monday hailed the submarine force as a shield preserving world peace and stability, and a cornerstone to safeguard state sovereignty, security, and developing interest. Du Wenlong, a military expert, told the Globaltimes on Monday that the latest publicity shows the maturity of its submarine force's sea-based nuclear strike capability and implies progress in the development of China's new generation of submarines. According to military observers, the submarines shown in the CCTV report and newspaper photos are old models, which were put into service in the 1980s. It is reported that the Navy is replacing them with Jin-class submarines, and a newer model, Tang-class, is reportedly in development. Du said, in comparison to foreign submarines, China occupies a seat within the leading group, but lags behind the U.S. and Russia in terms of submarines' noise output and the number of missiles it can carry. Lai Ji, another military expert, shared similar views, noting China's submarines still fall behind U.S. and Russian ones, but have better prospects than the French and the British. The growing capability of the Chinese submarine force is in line with the global emphasis on sea-based nuclear strike capability. Sea-based nuclear deterrence is more covert, so it gives the countries the capability to launch a counterstrike after their main nuclear bases are destroyed, Lai explained, noting its development requires strong, comprehensive scientific and technological capabilities. In addition to the demonstration of more transparency in the military, Lai said, the revealing of the force is also a deterrent to foreign provocation. According to reports, during the submarine force's drills, it has repeatedly been tailed and interrupted by foreign ships and aircraft, including one time in international waters in the West Pacific. The changing international situation has caused containment to China's growth. The U.S.-Japan alliance and U.S. pivot to the Asian Pacific both apparently target China. The publicity of the submarine force is a warning to any country that attempts to provoke China, telling them whoever makes the first strike should think about the consequences, Lai said. CCTV commentary said the submarine force has equipped China with a more covert and reliable nuclear counterstrike capability in addition to its intercontinental ballistic missiles and strategic bombers, which would make China's rivals abandon their war attempts for fears of the unbearable price they might have to pay. But what the report didn't mention is that the nuclear ballistic missile submarines can also be used as a first strike weapon. Meanwhile, China's defense ministry has lodged a complaint over a Japanese warship entering an area where the Chinese Navy was holding live fire exercises, noting the provocative move could have led to unexpected emergencies. The incident took place during China's naval drills in the open seas of the West Pacific, which ran from October 24th to November 1st. Yang Yu-jun, the ministry spokesperson, Thursday told a monthly press briefing that China released information about the drills on October 23rd through the International Maritime Organization, reminding foreign ships and aircraft to avoid the area. However, regardless of China's repeated warnings, a warship from the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force broke into the drill zone on the morning of October 25th and stayed in the area for 3 days. Meanwhile, Japanese reconnaissance airplanes entered the area several times as well. The spokesperson said Japanese warships and aircraft also tailed and monitored the Chinese naval forces during their regular passage. The deeds of the Japanese warships and aircraft not only interrupted our regular drills, but also posed safety hazards to our ships and aircraft. They may have even caused unexpected emergencies, such as miscalculations and accidental damage. This is highly provocative, Yang said. Friends, wars and rumors of wars seem to be the order of the day. Israel is preparing for a strike on Iran's nuclear facilities, and it is very likely to take place either this year or early next year. Meanwhile, Iran is feverishly working to develop a nuclear bomb with which it intends to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. There is war and unrest in many countries throughout the Middle East and Africa. On multiple occasions, North Korea has threatened to nuke not only South Korea, but also the United States. These are threats that should not be taken lightly, and appears to be only a matter of time before they are actually capable of doing so. The Russian bear has awakened and is ravenously hungry for the old glory days of the former Soviet Union. Last year, in the heat of conflict over the Syrian crisis, President Vladimir Putin announced that Russia had placed nuclear missiles aimed at American cities in Cuba. If you remember the 1960s Cuban Missile Crisis, the standoff between Russia and the U.S. was merely hours away from an all-out thermonuclear war. At that time, U.S. President John F. Kennedy set his red line and stood firm. This time around, U.S. President Barack Hussein Obama allowed this dangerous and threatening situation to continue unabated. Just a few days ago, Russia launched a surprise nuclear missile exercise complete with live fire, or at least according to media reports. Now we have China and its nuclear-armed submarines capable of reaching many different cities within America. Make no mistake about it, the release of that information was a direct threat of nuclear destruction upon the U.S. should a major conflict break out between the two countries. And as it stands right now, there are multiple contests in the Asia-Pacific region that could easily draw us into a war with China, including ongoing disputes with Japan, the Philippines, Taiwan, and the North and South Korean tensions. We are living in the last days, and although no one knows the day or the hour, we will know when it is near. Matthew 24, verse 32. Now learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branches are already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that summer is near. So you also, when you see all these things, know that it is near, at the very doors. Assuredly I say to you, this generation will by no means pass away till all these things are fulfilled. Are you saved? Follow the link in the box below and pray the prayer of salvation with a sincere heart, and you will be saved. May God bless you.